My favorite example of creative nonviolence happened in Knoxville, Tennessee in 2007. These neo-Nazis came in from out of town, and some Klans people came in from out of town to have a protest in the town square, and they reserved the town square for 4 hours. Now, some local anti-racism activists and environmental activists, largely centered in a group called Mountain Justice, got together and said, how are we going to respond to this? And they thought it through. And I don't know if they had read Walter Wink or not. Walter Wink teaches that there are basically 3 categories of response to violence and aggression. One is fight, one is flight, and one is a third way. And the third way always is creative. In this particular case, in 2007, May 26th, in Knoxville, Tennessee, the neo-Nazis came and had their rally in the town square, and some protesters showed up with various attitudes, but this main group of protesters showed up in full clown regalia, with red noses and painted faces, and they responded to this rally by facetiously joining in. So when the neo-Nazi folks started chanting white power, the clowns all started looking around like, what are they saying? Oh, I've got it. They're saying white flour. This is a rally for white flour. And they pulled out bags of flour, which they had brought. They were prepared. And they threw flour into the air, and they had flour fights in the street. And everyone was laughing and ignoring the hatred across the street. They subverted the message much more effectively through humor than they could have done through adding hatred to hatred or by hiding away. They worked that gag for a little while, and then they said, you know, I don't think we heard them right. I think actually they're saying white flowers. And they pulled out the flowers that they had brought and started handing flowers to everybody. It's hard not to smile when somebody hands you a flower. And again, they subverted what was happening. They changed the message entirely. They worked that for a little while, and then one of them said, no, that wasn't it at all. It's not white flowers, it's tight showers. Pulled out a camp shower, and the others all huddled underneath it and tried to get into that tight shower. They worked that gag for a little bit, and then a woman said, no, that's not it at all. I know what this rally is. This is a rally for wife power. And she pulled on a wedding dress, and they pulled out wedding dresses that they had found at thrift stores or wherever. And men were running around in wedding dresses and having a big time having mock weddings in the street. The poem that I wrote about this event, because I think this is a very important story, I want to get it out there. The poem ends like this. And what would be the lesson of that shiny southern day? Can we understand the message that the clown sought to convey? It seems that when you're fighting hatred, hatred's not the thing to use. So here's to those who march on in their big red floppy shoes.